If you've ever found yourself lost in a sea of Excel cells, well, you're in the right place. We're about to show you how to trade in those endless mouse clicks for some seriously fast keyboard magic. Get ready to go from Excel novice to a full-on keyboard ninja. But first, let me ask you something. Just think about the last time you were deep in a spreadsheet. How much of that time was your hand glued to the mouse? Hunting for that one button, dragging to select a giant column, clicking through menus. It really starts to add up, doesn't it? Well, all of that wasted time, it stops today. We're about to hand you the keys to unlock a whole new level of speed and, honestly, make your workday a whole lot less frustrating. Okay, so here's the first big idea, and it's a simple one. Your keyboard is always going to be faster than your mouse. Every single time you move your hand from the keyboard to the mouse and back again, you're basically hitting the brakes on your workflow, and those little seconds, they turn into minutes, and before you know it, hours. I mean, just look at this. It's not even a fair fight. The mouse way to bold some text, you gotta move your hand, find the cursor, navigate up to the Home tab, find that little B icon, and click it. The keyboard way, it's just Control+B. Done. That right there is efficiency in action. All right, let's get practical. We're gonna start with navigation because, hey, you can't actually work with your data if you can't get to it quickly in the first place, right? You know the feeling. Staring at this massive spreadsheet with thousands of rows, and you're just endlessly scrolling and scrolling. It's slow, it's clunky, and it's just a huge waste of your time and energy. So here's the fix. Forget about scrolling. Need to grab your entire chunk of data? Just hit Control-A. Boom, it's all selected. Want to highlight the entire row you're currently in? That's just Shift+Space. And the whole column? Control+Space. This is all about making big, precise selections in an instant.
All right, let's move on to the absolute basics, the non-negotiables. We're talking about mastering the art of copy and paste. These are the big three. You should be able to do these in your sleep. Control-C to copy, make a duplicate. Control-X to cut, which actually moves the data. And of course, the grand finale, Control-V to paste it wherever it needs to go. Seriously, these three are your bread and butter. But here's a pro move. What if you copy a cell that has a formula, but you only want the final number, not the formula itself? This is where Paste Special comes in, and it's awesome. First, you copy like normal, Control-C. But then instead of pasting, you press the keys one after the other. Alt, then E, then S. That pops open a menu, and you can just hit V to paste only the values. It is a total game changer. So what we're really doing here is giving you the greatest hits from a power user's cheat sheet. The idea isn't to memorize hundreds of shortcuts. No way. It's about mastering the vital few that you're going to use every single day. The ones that handle like 80% of your most common tasks. Okay, so your data is in the right place. Now let's make it look sharp and professional, and let's do it in a fraction of the time. Welcome to formatting in a flash. We all know this drill, right? Clicking through endless menus just to bold a heading or add a simple border. Every single one of those clicks is a tiny little interruption that just pulls you out of your flow. Let's fix that right now. For your basic stuff, it's super simple. Control-V for bold, Control-I for italic, Control-U for underline. Easy. But here's the real power move, Control-1. That one little command opens up the Master Format Cells dialog box. It gives you access to everything, number formatting, alignment, borders, you name it, all in one place. Okay, so you've nailed down navigation and formatting, you're feeling good. Now it's time for a few advanced tricks that are going to make you look and feel like a true Excel wizard. Get ready for these, they're like magic. Need to sum a whole column of numbers? Don't even type the formula. Just hit Alt and the equals key at the same time. Bam! Excel does it for you. Need to drop in today's date? Control semicolon. The current time? Control Shift semicolon. These are the kinds of shortcuts that really separate the pros from the amateurs. So we've covered the what and the why. Now let's talk about the how. Look, this knowledge is only powerful if you actually use it. So I want you to consider this your mission, should you choose to accept it. And look, don't try to learn everything all at once. That's a recipe for disaster. Break it down with this 30-day challenge. In week 1, just focus on those navigation commands. That's it. Week 2, layer in the formatting shortcuts. Week 3, you bring in those cool data tricks. And then by week 4, here's the real test. Try to go a whole day using only your keyboard. Because here's the thing, this is all about building muscle memory. At first, yeah, you're going to have to consciously think about the shortcut. But with a little bit of practice, your fingers are just going to start firing off these commands without you even thinking about it. And that's when you know you've really mastered it.
And that brings us to one last very important question. When you start clawing back 10, 20, maybe even 30 minutes every single day, what are you going to do with all that extra time?